Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kamen Rider Geo episode. What the hell is this? 8? 7? Yeah, 8. Guys, it was fun. Oh, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Cinder Blaze.
My dude, welcome back. This episode was fine.
Yeah, like it was like a solid, like not too good, but not too bad.
Yeah, it left no taste in my mouth, and I'm no better, no worse off than I was starting out with this.
Okay, actually, I did enjoy this episode quite a bit, just because like there were so many stupid moments that I found like kind of like entertaining. Like some of like Waz's entrances are just kind of like stupid, and like mostly like every scene concerning the another wizard rider. Like he just like comes out of nowhere with that creepy ass hat. Immediately starts yelling and just like henching, just like what like they don't want to build too much depth with this character. Oh well.
I mean, they did last week. I don't know. I'm glad that like he ended up confronting his feelings, and like you said, I'm hoping he gets rejected as well, just so that one, it doesn't like perpetuate some sort of weird standard, and two, like maybe he can like more easily move on from that and not waste 5 or 6 years of his life with it.
Yeah, or there's like some butterfly effect where the person who would be engaged to her like ends up being like another writer in a couple of years down the road, maybe with O's.
That would be neat. But
be funny. Yeah.
I'm really confused as to why Beast was in here at all.
Yeah, and like
This it reminds me of when Arrow brought on Constantine. Like you could have had any other magic user and it would have been fine. This is not it wasn't a Constantine specific problem, and this was not a Beast specific problem.
Not at all. Like I'm so glad I didn't watch the entirety of Wizard, not even like the first episode, but like if you're like a fan of the series and like one of the your beloved characters comes back and he does absolutely jack shit, like he just like henchins for you, just that's neat to see, but like why?
Yeah,
I feel like our expectations are just too big heading into each one of these episodes concerning the previous writers.
Also, like, I don't quite understand, because he did say that I think you gave these to me earlier, or in the past. So like maybe that has something to do with it. And it's weird because like they take the powers of the main riders, thus taking the memories of the main riders, but they don't always get the ones of the secondary riders, just like with Kaiza. His wasn't taken, but Faiza's was. So now I'm even more confused.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just like depends on like who's available, and maybe like since they always do get the main rider regardless, then it's just like up to whatever ones they do want to bring back, right? Because they need the main rider form to defeat the another rider each time it occurs.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The rules are weird, and they're not necessarily like laying them out. I mean, they gave us some sense of the situation this episode, but it wasn't too like, I don't know. Honestly, I wasn't paying too much attention. I was trying to write notes, and really, this is about as far as I got.
Yeah, and like one thing that's like still kind of like on my nerves is when the time jackers go back in time to find another writers, they're just like some random kind of like losers that just have like this kind of like this kind of like petty problem at times.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, you're gonna be our next king. And I wish like they would kind of like tell us like, or at least infer that they're kind of like not really sticking to that, because they're going like way back in time, and by the time we like fast forward to 2018, those and other writers have been active for so fucking long and done jack shit.
Yeah,
like except like one where he like kidnapped a girl every month or so. Like aside from that, like, is that like the future king that you wanted? Like this dude just kidnaps like random people on a fixed schedule? Like who the fuck cares? Like even like for Wizard, like what does he do? He has like a fucking magic show with a 30-person audience.
But see, like she was sort of addressing it now. Like it's been like 6 years. You're gonna need to do something. You got the ball rolling with the revenge thing. Let's try that. Like I feel like they're just really workshopping it with people. Like they take people at their worst so that they're most I feel like so that they're most viable to abuse the power. You know what I mean? And he was sort of developing that, like he was sort of like acting on what he wanted and loving the power. And I don't think it was expressed um too well, just because it's only taking me till now to like recognize it and process it.
Yeah, I guess that does make a little bit
Yeah.
more sense.
But like
But
well, I guess it is a thing of show don't tell, maybe I'm stupid or they need to lay it out a bit better.
yeah, but judging by the preview for next week's episode, which I kind of hate for getting me excited for Dan the Man coming back. I feel like they're just gonna like either shaft him really hard, shaft O's really hard because he showed up in the preview as well, or shaft both of them at the same time and we're just kind of like left wondering what the fuck just happened. You know?
And we're definitely still not going to get a conclusion to O's, because that why would we? Because
Well, they are going to be traveling back in time probably in the middle of his series, so I don't expect there to be
point I don't
anything regarding that.
yeah.
Yeah, but also like Dan is someone who probably would kind of abuse a Kamen Rider power to its fullest. So I'm kind of glad that like they're gonna, at least like toy around with like him being in that position, maybe because we're not confirmed that he's gonna be another rider yet, or at least I'm not.
Not necessarily another rider, but hinting that he is another king is something to like probably like something that they'd probably want to groom into something greater.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. At least he'll be like he could serve as an interesting foil for Sogo because I don't know, like he hasn't really interacted with like some of like the bigger personalities of the other writers. Like
mhm.
even for like Sento, who he doesn't have like the over the top personality, but he does have like a really prominent one. They didn't really kind of like bounce off that all too much, and I kind of want to see it with like Dan because you can't not interact with his ego.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking for the next episode at least.
Yeah, me too. And I really want to see that O's form. That looks great. Uh Man, I feel like there was more to talk about here.
But just like the interactions between guys and Waz with I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
Geo respectively. Like it's fine. Like in one of the scenes where the another writer was like about to confess, they do that cut from like gaze to Tsukiyomi, and I was like kind of thinking like, oh, is this a thing too? Is that why he's all pent up all the time and like frustrated? But apparently it's not that. They're not going for it. Like I really wouldn't care for that right now. And for Was, I don't know. Like
I see. I want to finally get to the point where we've collected all the watches and we can just move into whatever story they want to tell. Because, like, I feel like we're being roadblocked by having to collect these. You know,
yeah, and like there's also this thing that's kind of like interesting me. I want to see like the original Geo timeline, like where he does go and kind of like conquer all the other writers,
Mhm.
but we're not really getting any of that right now because like Tsukiyomi and guys like interfered, and I'm like, how? Like, I don't think they left too much of an impact on him to kind of like change his path drastically. So I'm like, why is this?
Kinda. I feel like they have, just because like Waz even said it himself. He's worried since Gates is he like since he's worried that Geo's not worried, because Geo would usually be the one collecting the ride watches, but now he's letting Gates do it, and now Gates is like this whole new like part of the timeline.
I guess. Yeah. Well, I guess that's probably something I'm going to see when the actual plot probably kicks in. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't really much else for this episode. It just sort of concluded the last episode's thing, and really, I guess, what more could we have expected? We didn't get much in the way of like returning actors, like much use out of it. So I don't know how much else you could have done with this outside
I
of.
don't know. He ate that squid with the mayonnaise on it.
Oh yeah.
That was like legit the only thing he did.
The director probably went, this dude likes mayonnaise. All right, we'll just have him do mayonnaise, and then that's it, right? We're good? Cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool. I guess that's it for us. Guys, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about this mediocre episode, and hey, keep it juicy.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah, next episode looks to be a heavy hitter.
It looks to be.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing about this show is that I feel like it's inversely good, depending on your expectations. If you think